Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into the excitement of the upcoming NFL season by breaking down the top 7 teams with the strongest shot at clinching the Super Bowl title. From powerhouse offenses to ironclad defenses, we'll dissect each team's strengths and analyze their potential path to championship glory. So grab your snacks and settle in as we explore the contenders vying for football's ultimate prize. At number 7 on the list we have Philadelphia Eagles. In a weak NFC East division, they have a strong likelihood to win it and secure themselves a top 4 seed in the playoffs. After losing in the previous year's playoffs to the 4-seeded Tampa Bay, this Eagles team is thirsty for blood. The Eagles now have one of the most explosive offensives in the league behind an outstanding offensive line. With guys like Saquon Barkley, A.J. Brown, and Devontae Smith being led behind a great captain in Jalen Hurts, they are going to put a lot of points up on the scoreboard. Also, they have a good defensive core with rookie Cooper DeJean and young stud Jalen Carter, who will be going into his sophomore season this year. After making an impressive Super Bowl run in 2022, I am sure the Eagles can make their return this season behind coach Nick Sirianni and a star-packed roster. Next at number 6 we have the Green Bay Packers. As the youngest team, an average age of 25, they have a bright future in front of them. After being led to the playoffs by Jordan Love, it looks to be that they have moved on from Aaron Rodgers and
Bye, Aaron Rodgers. See you later, dude.
found their franchise quarterback. Green Bay took down the second-seeded Cowboys in round 1 and only lost by 3 points to the first-seeded 49ers. They acquired Raiders' Josh Jacobs in the offseason and beefed up their offensive line and defense in the draft. Green Bay's roster looks to be pretty loaded, and they have a lot of talent. Under veteran coach Matt LaFleur, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this young Packer team make a deep run in the postseason. Coming in at number 5 we have the Detroit Lions. This past season was a franchise shocker. Dan Campbell went complete rebuild mode, bringing in pieces like Jared Goff, who looked to be a bust but actually blossomed in his time in Detroit. With an amazing draft last season, getting guys like Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs, they really won that draft and improved their offense. This season they made a crazy jump from 9-8 to 12-5, winning the NFC North for the first time in 30 years. This team is packed with talent on both sides on the ball, and now with some playoff experience for the players and coaches, I think the Detroit Lions can make a deep postseason run and bring home a Lombardi trophy for the first time ever in franchise history. Following that at number 4 we have the Houston Texans. Another team that underwent an amazing rebuild behind their coach D'Amico Ryans. They have built up an amazing roster after trading away star quarterback Deshaun Watson to the Cleveland Browns. With star players like Offensive Rookie of the Year C.J. Stroud and Defensive Rookie of the Year Will Anderson. Also additions like Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, and Danielle Hunter, they have improved gaps in their lineup. Their wide receiver core is amazing as well, pairing Tank Dell and Nico Collins with star Stephon Diggs. After a great run last season, winning the AFC South and winning their first round against the Browns in the postseason, they look to mirror that season and make a run for the Lombardi to also bring their first to the city of Houston. Emerging into the top 3 we now have the San Francisco 49ers. After having an impeccable run last year but falling to the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, coach Kyle Shanahan looks to get over the hump and win San Fran a Super Bowl since their 1994 victory. The 49ers have an unstoppable offense and a vicious defense with studs like Nick Bosa, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, Fred Warner, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and many more additions. They look to destroy their competition in this upcoming season. With little to no competition in the NFC West, they also look to win that and clinch themselves a spot in the top 4 for the playoffs. With a really talented roster and coaching staff, I believe that team has enough experience, and Brock Purdy can lead the Bay to their 6th Lombardi trophy. Runner-up for first, coming in at number 2 we have the Baltimore Ravens. Last season the Ravens clinched the division and the first seed in the playoffs, but unfortunately they lost to the Super Bowl champion Chiefs. The Ravens lost defensive captain Patrick Queen in the offseason to divisional rival Steelers, but they quickly filled that with a young star in the draft from Clemson, Nate Wiggins. They also acquired stud running back Derrick Henry, who single-handedly brought the Titans to the playoffs year after year. Behind MVP Lamar Jackson and veteran coach John Harbaugh and offensive pieces like Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and Derrick Henry I think this team will be hungry for revenge and can take home another Lombardi trophy to Baltimore after their run with Joe Flacco in 2013. Finally at number 1, who everyone expected, the Kansas City Chiefs. They are favored to three-peat and be the first team to ever win 3 Super Bowls in a row. After extending Travis Kelce and drafting the receiver who holds the fastest time at the combine ever, Xavier Worthy, the Chiefs' offense is looking better than ever. If Mahomes can put up these numbers with nobodies, he can definitely with amazing receivers. Behind Coach Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, a young offensive core and a solid defense, I believe that the Chiefs have the best chance at winning the title next season and of being the first team to ever win 3 Super Bowls in a row. As we conclude our breakdown of the top 7 teams primed for Super Bowl success next season, excitement levels are soaring. With each team showcasing their strengths, the upcoming NFL season promises an electrifying journey. Thanks for joining us, and may the best team emerge victorious on football's grandest stage. Stay tuned for more gridiron action.